MK and I were just thinking about a scenario that we wanted to share with you guys. We are talking about how to address seller objections in the current market. And something that came up on Breakfast Club this morning was, what do you do when the seller is just burnt out on the idea of being on the market while living in their home? So we're going to role play a scenario for you. MK is going to pretend to be the seller for us for a minute. And I'm going to explain a solution to him that he at Guild Mortgage has with his team available that you guys can utilize. And then he's going to explain the solution in a little more detail. So imagine that him and I are sitting in his living room. He's the seller, and he's going to give me this objection.
All right, we're sitting here right now. Okay, go ahead, Randy.
All right, so MK, based on everything that we've covered tonight, are you ready to list your home with me tonight?
I am. I'm just a little stressed out right now just because we've been on the market. I don't know where we're going. I'm just stressed.
Yeah, I feel you. So I know that you guys have come off the market with another agent. You were on for about 45 days. You've got 3 children. So there's sports schedules and stuff to work around, and it's stressful to be on the market, isn't it?
Yeah, and I just don't, and I don't have the 20%. All my equity's tied up here. I have to sell this house to get into the next house.
I get it. So you're feeling stuck.
I'm feeling stuck and I'm feeling stressed.
I get it. I completely understand. And so I actually, I wanted to bring to your attention a product that I learned about this morning. So imagine, MK, that I could convert you into a cash buyer. Okay, let's say that we were able to utilize the equity that's in your current home as your down payment, turn you into a cash buyer. Then we could go out into the market, find your family's next home. You guys could close in about 12 to 14 days and get moved.
Wow, so all of my stuff out of the house.
Right? Exactly. We'll get everything out of the house. So then the nice thing for you guys is you're not living on eggshells anymore, bouncing around, trying to live in a show home, keeping everybody's socks off the floor. You're in your next house. You're living the dream, right? And the benefit to me as your agent is I've got a vacant, staged, ready to show at any given time listing that we're going to get a lot more traffic on, right? And therefore, we're going to be able to talk to those people and probably get you an offer a lot faster. So typically, a vacant and staged home will sell for about 6% more. And I, of course, am going to be able to negotiate, I would imagine, for you as a cash buyer, pretty hard on that $750,000 home you guys want to buy.
Wow.
If you qualify, is that something you guys would want to consider?
So you mean I just want to make sure I'm recapping what you're saying. So my family and I, we don't have to stay in this house and have people keep coming in and touring. We're going to get out. So we're going to get into our new home. We're going to buy it with cash. Mm-hmm. And you're going to sell our current home, and you think it's going to sell better because you're going to stage it?
Yes. So the nice thing is your inconvenience level is going to go way down. We're going to get you guys moved into the next house. Okay. And we're going to get you moved along your merry way. So what I really want to know is if I can find you that kind of a solution where you guys can get moved and work around the hassle of living in an on-market home. Would you be ready to put me to work for you tonight?
I think so. That's my biggest stress is I don't have the money, right? And then 2, it's just hard to schedule showings around, my family's sports and everything like that.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. And so what we'd have to just make sure that you qualify. And obviously if you don't, and that scenario doesn't work, we would back off the listing and make sure that we had a scenario that made sense for you. But if we can get our paperwork signed, if you're ready to sign up today, then I can introduce you to one of my partners, MK Bruce, who's offering this product at Guild Mortgage. We can just make sure that you have the equity in your current home to use as a down payment on your next home. Guild is going to lend the entire balance, and you guys are going to get moved and take a whole bunch of stress off of your plate. Doesn't that sound great?
I'd love to talk more about that.
Awesome. Okay. So let's get signed up so I can make those introductions, MK, and hopefully I can solve a bunch of problems for you. All right?
Perfect.
You're doing the right thing.
Yes. Okay. So a couple things that I'll point out that Randy did. So she walked me through. So how are we overcoming objections of all I'm saying is like, 1, I feel inconvenienced to have somebody in my house while I'm trying to go look for another house, or while we have sports, while we're trying to eat dinner, there's socks on the floor. We got to clean up the house every day. So you overcome that objection. 2, I don't have the down payment, right? Most people think they have to put 20% down, but even if they don't think that, they know they have the 20% equity in their home that they can get right now access to, right? So you overcome that objection. And then all the while you're walking them through, right? yes, walking them through all the way up to that listing signing, right, Randy?
Yeah, and I'm not putting myself in the middle of the transaction either. I want to just introduce my partners because with a dream team, we can make things work. And so I think what I realize that I have going for me is the knowledge of products like yours that I can actually sell as the solution in the appointment. And so I just wanted to give you the floor to talk about your product that, these agents would be able to talk about when they're getting that objection next time they're in the listing appointment.
Absolutely. And that's a great thing, right? You just have no one up to be dangerous. So you're not selling the product, you're just giving the tools and introducing to your partners, correct, Randy? So let's go into this scenario, right? So same scenario. So now, Randy, you pass it over as the loan officer when I'm coming in to have this conversation. So I'm going to sit down and say, hey, Randy, it was so awesome that you're getting ready to purchase this new house. We want to talk about this presentation. I'm going to call you something else because Randy, you're the agent.
Right.
Okay. So, hey, Jessica, Randy told me that you are looking to take advantage of this Cash Now product. Is that right?
I am. Yeah. I'm so burnt out with having to clean up after my kids and keep a house on the market. It's too stressful.
It's so stressful. But the great news is we're going to go through this. We're going to get you pre-approved and underwritten so that when Randy goes to take you to look at a house, you're ready to go. So as soon as you make an offer, it's going to be just like cash. Okay. We're going to close in 10 to 15 days. We'll get you into that house. And then once you get all the way moved out, Randy's going to have a blank canvas to get your house sold as quickly as possible. Okay. Does that work for you?
Gosh. MK, that sounds amazing. I mean, I guess one of the things that's worrying me or that I want to know is, so will my husband and I have two mortgages, the one on the new house and the old house, or how does that work?
It's such a great question. So the very first thing you need to know about is the house that you're getting ready to sell, that you're departing. Mm-hmm. You are still going to have a mortgage on that house. But the great news is the new house that you buy, you are not going to have a payment for the rest of the month when you close, and you get to skip a month. So right now you're essentially going to have anywhere from 40 to 50 days of no payments on that new house, while Randy has the opportunity to have a blank canvas and get the house on the market and sell it for you.
I see. Okay. And so she told me our house should be worth about 600,000. Okay. But if we want to, kind of price it to move, we might have to look at a 5% discount. Do you think, MK, if I went out as a cash buyer that I'd be able to get a discount? I guess maybe this is a Randy question, but do you think I'd be able to negotiate a little bit harder on the $750,000 house that we're trying to buy?
Well, let's think about this. So let's just say that you're trying to go buy a new house, right? And you need your money as quickly as possible, right? And you're going to lose out on a house if you don't get your exact net proceeds within 10 days, which is typically going to be a cash buyer. But you might have, let's just say $15,000 to $20,000 more, but you have to wait for a finance buyer. So if you're not going to lose a house over that little bit. So I'm telling you right now that yes, as a cash buyer, you can close quicker, it's efficient and faster. So you're probably going to get a little bit more seriousness on that offer.
Sounds good. So I think what I'm hearing then is I might have to price my lower priced home a little bit more aggressively, but I should be able to make that up in my negotiating power on my higher priced home because I'm going to be all cash.
Absolutely. You can close quickly and you have cash. You're going to be a strong offer right there.
Man, this is an amazing idea. I'm so glad that I got connected with your team at Guild Mortgage. I can hardly wait to get into my next house and start setting up my Christmas decorations.
I love that. Randy walked it all the way through on both sides.
Perfect.
So let's talk about some of the takeaways from that, Randy. So talk about takeaways. So the first thing you talked about was now you have a cash buyer, right? So everything right now was about speed and sense of urgency.
Totally. Motivation. Yeah.
Motivation. So we have motivation, sense of urgency, speed. So 1, you're getting out of the house quickly as possible so that you can stage it.
Yep.
2, you're buying the next house as quickly as possible to get you out of that house, but also you're using that cash offer to negotiate. So 1, you're getting maybe a little bit lower price because you're bringing in all cash.
Yep.
And then 2, you're going to be maybe a little bit more aggressive on the departing resident.
Yeah. And I think in some cases you might have to discount that departing residents a little bit, but honestly, if you look at the statistics, a vacant and staged home will typically sell for 5% more. So my belief is that this, in the long run, this is just an amazingly convenient product that shouldn't actually cost our sellers anything as long as our agents are strong. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Our lender partners are strong, which of course your team is amazing. And so it's just a matter of being able to communicate the exact scenario where this is beneficial. And that's what I hope that we did today.
Good job. Anybody has any questions, please reach out to us. We'll be able to go through either or scenario on both sides. So the selling side the buying side, the financing side. Use this as a resource for you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your knowledge, MK. I hope this video is helpful, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.